Hi all. Uh, Thank you all for joining this session. I'm really sorry that I supposed to create more automation sessions, but because of some reason I was not able to record the sessions. Anyway, so let's get started. We have seen in couple of sessions like how to create test cases in Zephyr scale, how to create test cycle, how to add test cases into test cycle, how to execute the test cases, all the things we have seen and you people also like the videos. So here today what we are going to do is we'll see how can we automate all the things, right? So creating test cases, creating test cycle, test plan, reports, all the things can be automated. When I say automated, this can be done through code. Okay. So for the first couple of session, we'll see how we'll connect to the first scale, how to fetch the data from the first scale. Then we'll see how to create the data in the first scale, right? So without much delay, let's get started. Okay. So first of all, Zephyr Scale has provided us the API to code. Okay. They have their REST API available to us. If you go to their cloud documentation page, so here is the cloud documentation page. If you come here, you can see there is a section called REST API. Okay. In REST API, we have REST API overview. If you click here, they have provided API documentation and generating access token. I'll let you know what is access token, why you require it, and they have also given that how it works. They said that the base URL for API request is https API zephyrScale.smartbit.com/v2 and the endpoint. So when we say endpoint, it is basically whether it is a test cases or test cycle, whatever it is. We'll see what these endpoints are. Okay. Now today we'll see that how do we connect to Zephyr Scale. Mhm. Now let's go to API documentation. If you click on API documentation, you can see this is the Zephyr Scale Cloud API version 2, and here there is a authentication, right? So, so how do we authenticate? Like when we are trying to connect to Zephyr Scale, we have to authenticate ourselves. So for the authentication purpose, what is the which method we are going to use? They have mentioned uh, here. They have mentioned the to authenticate API request, you must provide a valid token in HTTP header, which is the key generated in the previous step. So first of all, we have to generate the key. So here they have mentioned the API authentication is based on JSON Web Token, which is a key for accessing the API authentication using J2 JWT. Requires the following step: generate a key and make authenticated request. First of all, we have to generate a key and then make a authenticated request using this API, right? The API they have given. Now, I'll give you all the details in the code, but let's see how do we create a Zephyr Scale API access token first. Now, if you go to your Zephyr Scale page, if you click on your profile, you can see there is something called Zephyr Scale API access token, right? You click on it, create the access token, okay? Then copy it. Once you are copied, you use it, okay? So currently I have copied it. I'll paste it somewhere, but I'm not showing that because if I show my access token, then you can use my Zephyr Scale, okay? So the problem here is that once you generate a access token, you cannot delete it. They have not provided. It seems they when I last this checked, they seems to be working on it, but you cannot delete a access token. Okay? There is a expiry date to it, but no deletion method. Okay. Now let's see how can you do that. So for our purpose, what we'll do the coding through Python. Also, I will show you today how you can using shell script, bash script basically do the authenticated request to Zephyr Scale. Let me open the code which I have written it. Okay. Now I will share this code with you. So I'll share the link for the GitHub account from where you can download the code. Okay. Now if you see here, so this is a very simple Python file. Will come each one line by line, but we are not going to talk about how Python works. But see, when I am calling a function called make authenticated request, what I required API URL and the bearer token. When we say API URL, this is the URL we are trying to access, right? Now, if you go to cloud documentation page again, let's say we know that, right? The API request will be http at api zephyr scale smartbeer.com/v2. Then we have the endpoint here, right? So now, if let's say I want to fetch a test case. Okay. Now, if you go to our Zephyr scale, we have different test cases. Each has a key and it has the details, right? Now, if you go to their REST API overview cloud documentation, right? I opened it here. If I go to here, it has been mentioned, right? API endpoint. Test cases, get test cases, create test cases, get test case. Now let's see get test case. So basically what we will see is two things we are going to see today, right? Two things we are going to see today. Number one is how to connect to uh, Zephyr scale. Number two, how to fetch a test case. Okay. Then again in coming session we'll go how to create test cases. All the things again will go one by one. Don't worry, we'll get all the details. Okay, from all the sessions. So no need to hurry, no need to bother much also because this is very easy. So REST API, if you know how to use REST API, this is easy. Okay, let's go to the code again. Now, two things we require, right? API URL and bearer token. Here is the API URL. So again, if you come back to the cloud documentation, right? So here you can see if you click here, you will get the key HTTPS test cases slash test case key. So for us, let's say I want to fetch the detail for DBT. Anything is fine. Okay, anything is fine. Anything you can. Let's say DVT26 I wanted to get. Okay, incorrect credential. This is in draft state created on 15 August 23. Okay, so my API will be API URL will be this one test cases slash key. So D26. Now bearer token. I have copy pasted the bearer token in a file token.txt and I am reading this file. This I have written because I don't want to expose my authentication. I mean Zephyr Scale API access token to you guys. That's why I have copied this token.txt, copied my token into token.txt and I am reading it. Now, if you are doing yourself, you are okay to expose your API key, then what you can do is you comment all these sections, okay, and uncomment this one, bearer token. So if bearer token equal to your bearer token, whatever the Zephyr Scale API token you have, just paste it here, okay, this will work, fine. Now, I am calling this function, right, make authenticated request. So what I have transferred here, API URL and the bearer token. Now the headers, so how do you send the get request to it? The headers will be authorization, bearer token. We are sending the bearer token and content type is application gesture. Okay. So we are doing a request.get, right? Request.get, we are sending the API URL and the header which contains our bearer token. Now, if it is successfully authenticated, then we get a response like request successful and the response is 200. Then I am printing the response which will come in the JSON format, JSON.json. So this should give me the details about my test case, which I have sent the key as DEV-T26. So these are error, I mean exception errors of Python code. If you know, you got it right. Try catch block we are doing. So anyway, so to make it more clear, I'm repeating one more time. We know the endpoint, which is the API URL, which is basically in this case we are trying to get a test case with the key this one DEVT26, and we are using a bearer token which we have generated in the Zephyr scale. Okay. Now once I send this request, I'll get a response. If it is successfully authenticated, request is successful, and you will get the response as JSON format. Now, how do you know it is correct or not? Things are coming properly or not? Now, again, let's go to the documentation. So, what it is saying, if your application if your request is successful and you are getting a response, then this is the format you are going to get, right? You have a ID, key, name, and project created on objective preconditions. So if you remember, if I have not watched my how to create test case section, please check that and again come back here. So you'll know what is precondition, what is created on, what is component, all the things will come. So priority, status, folder, owner, test script, custom field if you have any custom fields, all the details you'll get it. Link if you have any issue link or web link available, right? Now they have mentioned also. So if you are getting all the details, then that means your authentication is successful, no error, and you are getting the data as expected. Now, if I run this code, so what is the code name? Fetch testcase.py, right? So let me clear it. Python fetch testcase.py, right? So I am getting some response, right? In case if it is not visible properly, what I can do is let me open git bash also. So here also I am doing that. Okay, same folder I went and I'm running it. Python fetch testcase.py. You can see I got a response, right? Request successful, and the response is this one. Let me copy paste this one. Okay, I'm copying it. Open notepad, same notepad, control V. Okay, so you can see, right? So it has given us a ID, okay, and a key. Key is DVT26. So this is the DVT26. Key is the test case ID which we have provided in our API. If we go to our Zephyr scale, let's go back to our Zephyr scale and let's verify. This is our test case, right? DV2026. We are getting this. What is the test case name? Incorrect credentials. So if you see name is incorrect credentials, right? Project. Then we have created on, right? If you go back, just I'm verifying it, okay, guys. Objective. Objective is this one. Object test the behavior when incorrect credentials are provided. Test the behavior when incorrect credentials are provided. Precondition none because we don't have anything. Estimated time, I mean, how much time it took to run because we don't have anything, so none. Priority, okay. So I'm just checking whichever is things are there. Status, okay. Folder, owner, then test script, okay. Test script, custom field we have if anything. Hmm? If we have any link, issues, web link, so these are things available. Now let's see what is it. Status, okay. So again, now suppose I these have some test steps, right? So it is giving again for test script, it is giving a link, right? So if we go back to our test case, right? If you go to test script, we have step one, two, three, launch the URL and get expected result. Enter a valid username, password. User should be able to input username and password. Click the login button. User should receive an error message indicating that the credential incorrect and remain in the login phase. So we have test steps, right? Now, if you see here for test script, okay, they have given a API, right? Again, if you copy paste, if you want to see the test steps for this particular test case, you just copy paste it. Okay. Now, what I'll do is I'll change the API URL, API underscore URL equal to this one. Okay. API URL. I will comment this. So what happens is now I am asking Zephyr scale to give me the test step for the test case key. Now, if I run it, okay, let's see what happens. Something okay. Oh, sorry. It gave invalid syntax because I have not given in course. You see, you got a result, right? If I make it a little bigger, we have to see how also we interpret the result, right? You pay some little attention to it, right? So you see, there are here it is saying total three steps are there. So each steps values inline description, launch the URL and navigate, then enter a valid username, right? Then click on the login button, right? So you can see three steps are there, right? Three things are there, total three. Max result it gave three and total is three. So what happens is sometimes the if I mean when very weak steps are there, then there is some mixed result. Mixed result means how many at a time, how much result it can provide, how many total. So let's say we are total 100 steps are there, but max result how much it can provide. That also we can configure it, but we are not doing that customization as of now because we are just learning it. Right? We'll see how this is helpful in other cases. So as you can see that you are able to get responses for many things, right? Now so that's all for today. We are not going to do much details into it. Okay. I'll paste my GitHub link. You can download the code and you can just practice it. Similarly, authenticate. Okay. If you want to do it in shell script, so this is again I wrote the code for shell script that is also available in GitHub link. You can use it. Okay. Similar thing. Keep your bearer token here, API endpoint, and the response. So print the response. So a very small code, right? And very easy to do on the coding. Right? It's only thing is that we should know what we need to do. So now, uh, my bearer token I have kept in authenticate underscore one dot ss. I'm not opening it because otherwise I'll expose my authentication token. Let's say if it works, okay. Authenticate underscore what is it saying? Authenticate authenticate sorry guys, sorry. So sh authenticate one dot sh, okay. Oh, spelling mistake, that's why. Sorry for that. Authenticate one dot sh. So here also now let me rerun it so that you can clearly see. Okay. So if you see both are might give us the same response, no? Control C, go to our notepad, paste it. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, almost we are, no, almost no. We are getting the same result, right? Here you may see that I'm getting a different result because DV25 I have used here, DV26, but this is DV25 I have used in my to show you. Okay. So test the login process with valid credentials. Let's verify it whether it is giving the correct result or not. Go to our test cases, DB25, test the login process with valid credential, and here also uh, one, two, three steps are there. Okay, no, no attachment. Okay, no execution details. Okay, so yeah, objective, successful login. So everything you are getting it correctly. Okay, no need to bother about it. You can verify it. Hmm. As I said, again, if you want to go more details about it, what is the priority of it? What is the status? Let's do one thing. Let's verify one more item. But the problem is that I cannot open it because it will expose my, know, uh, expose my API token. But anyway, so this is a task for you then. You might have created test cases. Okay, so each API you test and let me know if it is working for you or not. Then we'll see, next session we'll see how to create test cases, how to create test cycle, all the things we'll see one by one. So that's all for today. Okay. Mm, so I'll paste the link in the description section so that you can go and create your own code. Let me know if you face any issue. You can debug it, and happy to help you. And thank you for all joining my session. If you like the video, please hit the like and subscribe button. That will help me to create more sessions as well. So going forward, as I said before, we'll see how we can integrate Selenium with Zephyr Scale. Okay, how we do that in DevOps pipeline as well. I'm planning to create some DevOps tutorial as well, DevOps testing tutorial. So let's see. There are more things to talk and try, and I'll make sure that at least every week I'll create some sessions for you guys. Okay, and thank you for that, and happy learning. Take care. Bye bye.